I know fantasy owners out there can get some draft day jitters, so we have Darren Hartwell, our fantasy expert, in the Nesson studios today to help us out. Darren, what are the biggest do's that fantasy owners must do on draft day?
I think the first piece of advice I'd have is to go with a running back in the first round. This is kind of a weird year for running backs. There isn't like a clear number one, a consensus number one, but if you look at the top 9 or 10 running backs, I'd say, they're all pretty solid down the line. Another piece of advice I'd give is to stay up to date in the latest transactions. There were a ton of moves this offseason, from LaShawn McCoy to DeMarco Murray to Julius Thomas, lots of new faces and new places. Just make sure you know where everyone is, because obviously Julius Thomas on the Jacksonville Jaguars is not the same as Julius Thomas on the Denver Broncos.
Okay, and then what are the tactics fantasy owners definitely want to stay away from?
I think the one biggest one, we say this every year, but it bears repeating, is don't take a kicker or a defense until later rounds. They're not that important. There's not that much variability between the top and the bottom, so take a chance on a sleeper, a running back or a quarterback, some big name you like, rather than going for a kicker or defense.
All right, you heard the man. No kickers, no defense until the late rounds of the draft. Stay on Nesson.com for the full fantasy draft kit.